Hello, my name is Andrew Livingston, and today we'll be looking at a very quick demonstration of BIM, and in particular three materials: timber, concrete and steel. If I go to my screen, and the first thing I'm going to do is go to a new template. So we'll go new from template. I generally recommend using millimeters and the plane view. And I'll press Save As, and we'll call it something unique. And to start with, I'm going to assume first of all that you've got some level of experience with SketchUp, but I will go through step by step for each of the steps that we're doing. Do that first of all. Now I'm going to draw some cubes. So I'll take the pencil tool and draw. I'm going to lock myself on the red axis, and to do that I shall press the right arrow and I'll type 1000 for 1 meter. And I'll move my mouse down, but I'll then press the left arrow key to lock it onto the green axis, and I'll type in 1000. And now I'll use the rectangle tool, go corner to corner. Then I'll use the push and pull tool and select that surface, bring it up, press the up arrow if I want, and type 1000. I now have a cube. If I select the entirety of the cube, press M for move, and then press Ctrl to keep the original in place. That'll be fine there. Then press X2. You'll then see I now have two duplicates of the original. At this point here, I want to start making what's called dynamic components. Before I start, I need to really go to the view and the view menu within the ribbon and select toolbars, and what I'll get is this menu here, and I shall select the dynamic components. And I'll just dock that there for just now. I shall select my first object, the entirety of it, by drawing a fence over and nothing else. Then right click, make components. I'll give this the name timber. And with that selected, if I press this icon here, which is the component attributes, I'll add in the sizes. This is only a quick demonstration. Plus another one, I want the density. So normally that would be row mean. So I'll use P for the character row, MEAN. And the mean density of the timber that I want to use today will be 400 kilograms per cube. And then I shall go for default tray, show tray. And I'm going to go to materials. And I've got my materials up. I'm going to pick a nice yellow. That'll be fine for my timber. Let's do a very similar thing for concrete. Right click, make component, give it a name. Concrete, attributes. I'll put the sizes in. We may want to use those later on. And then I'll have PMEAN, P mean, and for that it will be 2400 kilograms per cube, and we'll give the concrete a grey colour. No surprise there. Select the entirety of the next object cube, right click, make component, we'll call this steel. And then similar thing, we'll add in the length attributes, and we'll have PMEAN, and for this we shall have 7882 kilograms per cube, and this is based on the steel grade that we'll be using in this demonstration. And we'll give this a colour as well. A nice blue will be fine. Press save, save the model, move that there now actually. Now, I want to start making components out of my library of materials. So I'll treat this as my library of materials. I always try and retain those and never use them or delete them up. So if I select my steel first of all, press M for move, move it over, press the right arrow key to lock it on the red axis, press Ctrl to keep the original there. Perfect. I now want to make this unique, so I'll select it, right click, make unique. I'll now go in by double clicking into the object, and I now can start modifying this. So I looked up the sizes of some standard steel sections, and we're going to go with a universal beam 152 by 89 by 16 kilograms per linear meter. So we'll do that just now. We'll take the tape measure tool, select the bottom edge, we'll move our cursor up, but to make sure it is going vertically, we shall press the up arrow. I shall type 152.4 millimeters. I'll just zoom in using the wheel on the mouse. I shall select this edge here, come along, I shall press the red arrow to lock myself in the red direction, the right arrow, sorry. Then it's 88.9 millimeters. And at this point here, I can zoom out, press the push and pull tool, push down, select, there we are, and then select this surface, push it in until I snap onto this construction line. I can now delete those two construction lines. And now, tape measure tool once more, come down, and I'll type in 7.7, up 7.7. I'll take the pencil tool and select the midpoint, come down, press the up arrow, and back to the tape measure, and I'm just going to go out 2.3 from the centre, millimetres, 2.3 millimetres from the centre. I can now remove that centre line. At this point here, if I take the pencil, select that intersect there, drag it along by pressing the left arrow key and snap to the back edge. Do the same at the bottom. Oh, sorry. I'll do that one more time so you can see what I'm doing. Select that intersect, press the left arrow key, bring it all the way down and snap onto that back edge. I can now select that surface, you see it's selected, push and pull, and push it back until I hit that construction line. I'll do exactly the same thing now on the other side. Pencil, left arrow key, snap, press escape, intersect, left arrow key, and snap. Push and pull tool, select that surface, and zoom in, and bring it into, oh, that's not worked. That's fine. We'll see what's happened. It may not have snapped on properly. So it's snapped on now. Left arrow key, let's go all the way down, make sure it snaps. And now the push and pull tool. And I can use the mouse's wheel to zoom in and select the construction line that I want. Perfect. I can now remove these other construction lines. I no longer need those. And I now have a fairly good representation of universal beam. I know that I can put my rebate in there, but for this exercise I'll not bother. Now, at this point, I want to give this object a name, and this is quite important. So it has to be a unique name. We have a format defined, so I'll demonstrate that just now. Within this, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements in the code. The first element would be the project or the building number. This could be 1301 in my example, underscore. The next element would be the level. The level meaning, is it superstructure, substructure? Well, this is all superstructure. So that would be 1, underscore. The next element would be the physical level. So it could be ground floor, first floor, or basement. So GF, underscore. The material, well, this is steel, underscore. Well, the product used is a universal beam. I'm not going to tell it that it's a 152 by 89 by 16. I'm not going to tell it that because the dimensions will do that for me. But what I will do is I'll give it a unique number or identifier within the building. Now for this one, I'll just call it 001 for just now. I'm going to select that, copy it, and I'm now going to go down to the tags, or another name for tags would be layers. I'm going to have a new tag, paste the name that we had before into that tag, so that tag has got the same name as the component. And I want this component to be on that tag or that layer. So I'll go up to my tag option in my entity info and then put it onto that tag or that layer, if you will. And so that's perfect. I could now go and select that object, press Ctrl to keep the original there, and start making some sort of structure out of this. If I was to start to do that, I need to go and right click on that object, make that unique, go into this and give it a unique identifier, so it'll be number 2 this time. Select all of that, go down to tags, press number 2, and ask it to go on to tag number 2. At this point here, you can see that I can start to build up a structure made out of hot rolled steel. And make it a bit taller. So I think at this point, I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back to it and I'll draw a very simple structure or perhaps a frame out of this and we'll come back. So when I came back, I've drawn a little bit more of a frame. If I go in, I'm not quite finished this horizontal member here. If I go into it, double click to edit, and you'll notice the rest of the model's hidden. This is actually quite a handy option, and you get that by going into View, Component Edit, Hide Rest of Model, turn it on and turn it off. With it turned on, I want to draw the pencil line, corner to corner, and then come down, corner to corner. then select the push and pull tool, then select just that face there. Do that now. If I go back up to view, component edit, and I'll untick that. With this still editing, I can snap onto that surface there. And you can now see my universal beam is cutting nicely into that. Editing to create this component here was a very similar technique. I just used a piece of the beam and I went into it and started modifying it to create something like this. If I take this element here and press move, snap from there, press Ctrl to keep the original, and we'll zoom in and place it where I want it. I want it on the left arrow keys, the green axis. Snap it just there. And we'll have to select it and press Make Unique. And we'll give this number 10. Again, I'll select the name, create a new tag, and I'll ask it to go on to that tag number 10. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to extract the data from this for your outputs. So we'll catch you in the next episode.